What's going on, guys? You seem to really enjoy my all UFA team, so today I'm bringing you an all RFA team. Now for this one, we're actually subbing out the Winnipeg Jets. Three of the best players on the team are Winnipeg Jets, so just figured this would make sense. Also decided to get a bit more creative here with the team, so we are the Wheeling Young Guns. I figured, these guys probably wheeling off the ice, and obviously if they're RFAs, they're all going to be like under 26 years old. Top players you can see, Mikko Rantanen, Mitch Marner, Sebastian Aho. It's a pretty stacked team. Also, arena there you can see is RFA Arena. And in regards to division realignment, you guys will see our team overall 95. Like I was saying, the team absolutely stacked. Best team not only in the Central but the West and the NHL. Tampa Bay is 94. So yeah, we're the best team in the NHL. The UFA team could not win the Stanley Cup. Maybe the RFA team can. And next year, guys, I'm going to show you the roster. Obviously, team status there is champion. Forgot to mention, too, when building this team, my only rule was all the players had to be an RFA on July 1st. So, for instance, guys like Janssen and Kapanen signed a couple days before. They won't be on this team. But obviously, it doesn't matter. We're still stacked throughout. First line here, you got Rantanen, Aho, and Marner. So sick. Second line there, Besser, Point, and Laine. Third line is Connor, Tkachuk, and Meyer. And then fourth line here, we have Konechny, Kerfoot, and LeBlanc. I realized, too, a lot of these guys are from the 2015 draft class, which is a big reason why it's so stacked. That 2015 draft class was just insane. Like, looking through here, you can see mostly elite potential, and if they're not elite, they're top 6. So a lot of these guys will probably grow and just get even better during the season. Could be like, 97 overall by the end of the season. Defense here, top 6. We don't really have like a true number 1 guy, but we have a really solid top 6. So Werenski, McAvoy is the top pair. Trouba and Provorov in the second. Murray and Butcher there on the third. Again, mostly elite. If they're not elite, they're top 4 for the defense. Obviously, a lot of these guys are some like the biggest growers in franchise. McAvoy, Werenski usually ends up like 88. The rest of the guys like Provorov usually 87. So the team's just going to get so good throughout the season. Goalies, Bainton there's our starter, 85 overall. High starter potential. He'll probably get to like 86, 87, especially if the team's playing really well. Rick there, solid backup, 82 overall. So, again, the team is stacked. Quick look at the special teams. That first unit, Marner, Aho, Rantanen, Werenski, Laine. Even the second unit there, like, it's going to be really tough for teams to match up with us. Also, to a couple guys that didn't quite make the team in the AHL here, we got Colin White and Jacob Verana, so we'll see how they play. And then starting in goal there with Corby Salo, who should be starting for the Blue Jackets this season. Comrie's actually backing him up. He's also an RFA, but he's just there because we took over for Winnipeg, so he's on the Manitoba Moose. Also figured I'd show you guys the captaincy for this team. Decided to go kind of based on who gets the most talk. So Marner, of course, is wearing the C. Then we have Rantanen and Aho as the 2 alternates. Obviously, Aho just signed the offer sheet, but on July 1st, he was an RFA. Same with Meyer, Corpusalo as well. I think they all signed on July 1st. And so I'll show you guys here the offense, defense, and goaltending stats. 93, or sorry, that's St. Louis. 99 offense. 94 defense, and 90 goaltending. So, pretty stacked team. I really like the look of this away jersey as well. I think that's Rantanen there, wearing the A. Is the highest rated player on this team at 90 overall. So, we'll get started with the sim here. Again, this team should be cup or bust. We'll see what happens. Alright, guys, we're at the trade deadline here, and this team is killing it. 42, 16, and 4. They're just destroying everybody. Now, beginning of this season, we actually weren't doing that great. I'm not sure you'll be able to tell here, but like November, we're around 500, maybe just over 500 by the end of November, but then after that, we just started, playing as a team. So maybe, all the boys took a while to get used to each other, but pretty insane record here at the deadline. 88 points. Next closest in the Central is Colorado. They were 72. Marner's pretty much averaging a point per game. Lots of assists, too, with 43. So hopefully continue playing well here for the next month and a half. Have the number 1 seed going into playoffs, and like I said, it would be pretty awesome to actually win the Stanley Cup. So we're nothing this season here. Finished a record of 55, 22, and 5. Kind of a cool record there. I think that's 115 points, so probably have a really good shot here at the President's Trophy. We do win the division. We actually crushed the division. Not a single other team in the Central had 100 points. Mitch Marner there, 78 and 82, so finished 4 shy there of a point per game. Obviously, that was our leading scorer on this team. Rantanen there, 74. Laine, 73. Usually it's like the defensemen though that grow more than the forwards for whatever reason. Aho 67, Point 67, Besser there 64. He's actually up to an 87, that's cool. Tkachuk 61 is the third line center. Connor 60, so he's actually up to an 86. A bunch of the guys that are probably getting third line minutes seem to be, gaining a lot more than other third liners, at least in terms of points. McAvoy there up to an 88. LeBlanc stayed the same. Konechny, Kerfoot. Werenski's up to an 87. Like I said, those defensemen always grow. Who else is it? Trouba stays the same. Provorov only an 86, but not too bad. Murray also stayed the same. So yeah, this team, they crushed it. Let's see Binnington stats here. 68 games played, quite a bit. A lot more than he played this season. 45 and 19, 9 shutouts, .92 and a 2.16. That's really impressive, honestly. Check the AHL team quick as well. White had 58, Vrana 57. Korpisalo stats there. Not crazy, but not too bad. Obviously, only had a little bit of help there. We had 2 guys. So we'll check here and see if Marner made it in the top for scoring. He's on the first page, the last player there, 78. Ovechkin at 90, probably got the Maurice Richard as well. And he did there, 48. Sagan, Tavares are tied for second, both at 45. And next year, you guys are going to check the standings. Like I said, good chance we won the entire NHL. Here we go. And we did. Boston, 1 win behind us there with 113. Washington, Pittsburgh, the only other 2 teams 100-plus points. Usually there's like 6 or 7. So let's see here. St. Louis just squeaks in the playoffs with the 17th team there with 88 points. And last in the league, not Ottawa. They had 81. That's surprising. It's my favorite team, the Detroit Red Wings there with 67 points. That's rough. So we'll get started here with the first round of the playoffs. Hopefully, like I said, I can make it all the way through. At least, do better than the UFA team. Like, this team definitely has the talent. So the first round of the playoffs, we're playing the St. Louis Blues, the worst team in the NHL to make the playoffs. Just check their roster, no changes at all. So we'll see what happens here. Lose the first one. We do win the second at least. Come on. Lose the third. Win the fourth. So the series is tied 2-2. I actually want to check one thing here. I want to see how our ratings compare to theirs. We should be, we have 100 offense now, 90-60. The same goaltending. We both have Binnington and net, but offense is much better. Defense, good amount better. So we basically have a best of 3 here. We do not want to be Tampa Bay. I mean, we didn't get swept at least. But we lose in 6 to the Blues, who go on to win the Stanley Cup. Are you kidding me? And check this out, guys. The playoffs have ended. Columbus Blue Jackets are the Stanley Cup champions. So I mentioned how we didn't want to be like Tampa, then lose the Stanley Cup winner in real life. And of course, Columbus beat them, wins the cup. I don't know. I think I might have jinxed us. We'll see here who wins the draft lottery. Hopefully, it's Detroit. They get second, so at least they get Capo. Vancouver there reunites the Hughes brother. That's pretty cool. Obviously, we did that in our cup or bust. But I'm going to take a look now at the playoff tree, as well as the awards. I feel like we have gotten at least some awards. We'll take a look. Laine, our leading scorer in the playoffs there. 7 points in 6 games. Not too bad. Unfortunately, just not enough. I still can't believe we lost to St. Louis. Like, first round exit. Best team in the NHL loses to the worst playoff team. Are you kidding me? So St. Louis actually sweeps Avalanche after they beat us. Then lost to Nashville. Columbus there beat Penguins in 5. Lightning in 7, so kind of cool they had a rematch. Maple Leafs in 5, and then the Nashville Predators there in 7. So kind of like a matchup of the Duchesnes, I guess. Columbus Duchesne versus Nashville Duchesne. So check the awards here, see what happened. Obviously, we know all the team awards. We did win the President's Trophy, so that's something. Player awards, Ovi got the Art Ross, Oswald D. Hart, Ekman Larson there, James Norris, Bergeron, Lady Bing. Colin White there got the Calder, but Colin White on Ottawa opposed to our Colin White, as we had him in the AHL, so I guess we messed up there. Bobrovsky got the Conn Smythe, Fleury got the Vezina, Murray there, William Jennings, Lindholm, Bill Masterton, Taze Selke, Ovechkin, Ted Lindsay, as well as the Maurice Richard. So unfortunately, no player awards. Maybe we played Colin White in NHL opposed to Kerfoot on the 4th line. Although if he's playing 4th line, yeah, in Ottawa he's like maybe on their 1st line, so I don't think he would have won the Calder. I feel like Kerfoot had a bit better hands and skating stats, and everything else was pretty much the same, so that's why I used Kerfoot over White. So AHL here, player awards. I don't think we got any, which is kind of surprising. Like, we had a couple, obviously, good players there, Vrana and White. Team awards, surprisingly, like, we didn't even make the playoffs. I thought pretty good goaltending, 2, solid NHL players would help us, but unfortunately did not. So what I actually want to do now, guys, is sim to the re-sign phase. As all these guys are pending RFAs, I should have done this with the UFA team, and see just what they're all going to be asking for. Obviously, in this game, they actually had to boost up their salaries because most of them are on entry-level deals. So we would have actually been below the minimum salary cap. Now they're all going to be asking for a ton of money, so should be cool to see just what they'll ask for. Check this out, guys. Start a re-sign phase. You have 31 players about to become restricted free agents. I don't think I've ever had that. That's kind of insane. 2, like, we have control of all these players, where UFA, a lot of them could just walk. So imagine this is your team. Like, worst case, you just qualify them all, and you're getting multiple first-round picks. So, Rantanen here, now a 91, 10.3 million. Aho now a 90. wants 8.8, so actually pretty similar to what he got in real life. Marner, 9 million for 5 years. Who knows what's going to go on with him in real life. Point there, 8.7 for 5. I feel like he'll be around that, especially just based on Tampa tax. They always get players cheaper. Line at 8.3 for 6. He's interesting because his third year was his worst year. It makes it tough for negotiating. Werenski, 5.8. I feel like he'll definitely be 5.5 to 6 on Columbus. Besser, he's also interesting. He can't go to arbitration, so I feel like he's looking at about 6.5, kind of like a Timo Meier deal. Kyle Connor here, 8.7. I don't think he gets that much. A lot of people are saying he's like an offer sheet candidate, but Winnipeg has a lot of cap space now, losing Trouba, losing Myers. McAvoy, less than 5 million, I think would be a steal for the Bruins. You can see like all these guys too, they grew over the season because, like I said, they're all young, they're all sick potential, they're all just great players. How this team got knocked out in the first round, I still have no idea. Provo for 5, I think is probably fair. Kachuk there, 5. I think he gets, honestly, 6.5, 7 real life. Honestly, I think he'll make more than Gaudreau. Trouba is going to get more than that. He had 50 points. I think he's going to have a similar contract to Werenski, 5.5 to 6. So Meier here, 5 for 6. Pretty close to real life. It was 6 for 4. Murray, I think it was just about that. I think it was 4.9 for 2 years. Actually, guys, I checked Murray's contract after recording this, and I realized that's exactly what he signed for in real life. 4.6 million for 2 years, so thought that was pretty cool. So pretty close again. Obviously, we're only looking at the NHL guys. Butcher there, 4 for 3. Konechny, what's he want? 4.3. He might get that on Philly. They do have the cap space. Colin White, 2 million for a year. Ottawa has so much cap space, they can't like cheap out on him. Veranda, 3 for 2. I definitely see him being like a bridge. LeBlanc just got 1 million for 1. What's he want for 1? 2.7. So usually in game they're way cheaper. That shows you how good the LeBlanc contract was. Kerfoot, what'd he get? Like 3.5? I honestly forget, for 4 years. So real life they paid a bit more. And that's it for NHL skaters. We're gonna check Binnington next. He's only up to an 86. I thought he got to an 87 when we checked him. So maybe he went down one after the playoffs. 4.3 there for 3. He's really interesting because like he played what, 20, or I think, yeah, like 20 regular season NHL games. Obviously they win the cup. So for me, I think he gets sort of like a Robin Leonard type deal. $4 to $5 million on a 1-year contract. Make him the starter for next season. See if he can actually be an NHL starter for an entire season before they give him like a long-term deal. Which should be like another really interesting kind of contract to see what comes out. Then Riddick, I guess, would be our backup. Now it says he's a UFA here, but EA must just have it wrong because in real life he is an RFA, at least according to Cap Friendly. And lastly here, we'll check Corey Bassalo. I think he got 1.2 for 1 year. And for 1 year, he's asking for 1.375. So again, I think a lot of these contracts, honestly, are pretty realistic to what they got in real life or what they're most likely going to get. But thought that was just pretty cool. Obviously, we could try and like re-sign some of these guys, but we're going to lose a ton of them. And they'll just get picks. But it's just a 1-year sim, so we'll just leave it there. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Kind of sucks. I'm still bitter about the first round exit, but you know, getting knocked out by the real-life Stanley Cup champion I think is pretty cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.